you know, I guess I can't really go any further than this because I need to still explore this. Those are my corrections. I also got an email from someone that, well, I won't say his name because I just got this email, I don't know, a few hours ago. But I guess he emailed me yesterday. This is the first email of the show. Woohoo! All right, so anyway, he sent me a few quotes, and I especially like this second quote from John Adams. Power always thinks it has a great soul and vast views beyond the comprehension of the weak, and that it is doing God's service when it is violating all of his laws. Basically, you know, it's the idea of allowing someone else to make their own choice instead of the powers that be make the choices for you. And that's it. So I love that one. But let me continue. He also made the... he asked me to go over the healthcare bill and see if it's constitutional or not. And I will get to that. I will get to that. I have graphics for that. But not right now. I'll get to that. Also, one more thing. He was reminded by my last show about this social spectrum that he learned of. And if you think about it, you can fit it right in here. So I'm going to go over that right now. So he was talking about anarchy. This is when we have no government at all. It would be a totally libertarian perspective. This is kind of what I would almost want. Anarchy, it's the idea of order coming about just naturally. And it does happen in nature. You know, think of birds. 3,000 birds. I saw a video. 3,000 birds flew in this awesome, like almost like a dance. You know, they just did it themselves. There's no real governance there. They did it. Birds are, you know, people call other people bird-brained. But they're when you think of birds, you know, they can just naturally do their own thing. No, they're not bird-brained. Come on, are you kidding me? But no, like, if you think about it, dolphins are very smart. Apes are very smart. You know, like, animals are inherently smart just in their own way, nature's way, God's way, if you will. But anyway, we can go on with that later. Basically, the next one was, let me, oh yeah, republic. This is exactly what we have, or we're supposed to have. We have a constitutional republic. Notice the word constitutional lies right here. Anyway, we have a republic where the rights of many are not hindered. I'm sorry, the other way around. The rights of the minority are not hindered by the majority. So if, say, 51% of the voting constituents, if you will, vote for one thing, if it violates anybody's rights, then that is not a law. It's just struck down by the judicial branch, theoretically, but well, that's what we're supposed to have. And we're going to go over the constitutionality of many things in a minute. This is where we would have a democracy. So, you know, this is the idea of 51% of the people could violate the rights of 49%. You know, in a pure democracy, we have a republican form of government, but we do not have true democracy because the rights can't be violated. So, say we have a democracy, then you know the rights could be violated just because the majority wants to. Anyway, let's continue on with this. This is exactly okay. In this man's letter, he, okay, let me draw it out. He actually numbered them. Okay, anarchy, republic, democracy, can't write, socialism, fascism, and then totalitarianism. Now, the reason why I don't agree with this, basically, it would go in order, you know. So our government would actually fall in this line, and in a way, you can already see it. We started with a republic. You know, we just skipped over anarchy because the framers of the Constitution believed that we needed some sort of government, and I would agree with that. So we started with a republic. Then, over time, they stopped looking at the Constitution, and so we turned into a democracy. And then, in 1913 and such, we, you know, started with the socialism. And now, you know, actually, even before now, you know, I was talking to John Zavilia a couple times ago. He was talking about Chrysler bailing out that company. We bailed out the banks now. You know, we bailed out Amtrak a while ago and the railroads. Basically, that's all fascist, in my opinion, because, you know, the government and the corporations are working in collusion. So soon, and we've already seen this with George Bush, you know, George W. Bush, he started doing signing statements. And so, you know, the president gains power just, you know, without anybody's consent. So that's totalitarian in a way. I mean, that's a stretch, even for me, to say that we're in a totalitarian state. But basically, you can already see pretty well that we're fascist. I mean, I don't really like saying it either, but, you know. Okay. But basically, I kind of disagree with it. This idea. Oh, I forgot to. Because of this line. So, I mean, because socialism is right here, in my opinion, or it shouldn't be an opinion, but nobody's proved me wrong yet. This is socialism on the left, and then the right, fascist. So it's already, you know, it's in one line. It's part of the same, part of the spectrum going vertical at least, you know, and then you have totalitarianism. Anyway, but this guy emailed me, and this was a very good email to send correspondence to me. That's just great. All right, anyway, thank you for the email, and that's my corrections from the last few shows. All right, since I've wasted 15 minutes doing that, I got to get through it. First, I have an announcement. There's an End the Fed protest, which I'm going to be at. There's an End the Fed protest on the 22nd, which is Sunday. And I'm going to be there taping it, and basically, you know, it's what I've been talking about every show, you know. Basically, it's all about trying to get back to gold, silver, whatever, something like that. Trying to get back to hard money, you know, stop inflation. That's really all it is. And, you know, they're the culprits of bailing people out, and we've got to stop that. There's also a march on Washington, D.C. again. I just found this out. But, yeah, that's on the 30th. So that would be about a week and a half from now. So, yeah, basically, I bought Ron Paul's book, End the Fed. Now, so far, you know, I got through half of it, and it's a really easy read. I suggest you at least take a look at it. You know, he goes into much more depth than I do. He just totally understands the whole thing, and it's the best case for going back to gold and ending the Federal Reserve System. Ron Paul spoke last week in South Carolina and Iowa, and I think there were different ends of the week, like Monday and Friday.